Hey guys, so today bringing you another video. Now welcome to another episode of Climb to Grandmaster. We are in Master Promo. As I mentioned in the last couple episodes, we just did a few replay episodes just to help me concentrate more. I was obviously, as I've said, I was very stressed out during this promo series, and when you're adding live commentary onto that fact, it just makes it potentially even worse. So it helps me just like completely get rid of the video aspect of it and go, well, I'll do a video after the fact. Hopefully you guys don't mind. Just to explain, there'll be this game that is obviously a replay. Next game will be a POV commentary, I believe. So you'll have the actual point of view of me, not a replay. And then after that, we'll be back to live commentaries. But we are in Master Promo. The enemy team did go for a invade. They have, again, obviously everyone is entitled to their own opinion, whatever. But the enemy team is a pretty not bad team comp. Apart from, I would say, I don't rate Anivia support. Again, you'd like to think I have a pretty big voice when it comes to Anivia. Obviously, I've peaked world rank 6 on Anivia, and EU West's technically best Anivia. I think she's awful as support. She's way too item heavy. But this player is one trick. They one-tricked Anivia support in Master or whatever, which is a bit odd. And then the Twitch is also, I believe he was a one-trick Twitch player. So a bit of an annoying lane to deal with. The only, I'd say, slight strength of Anivia in the specific matchup that they're in right now is you could say Anivia is somewhat of a counter to Nautilus. From memory, this Anivia maxed wall, which again is pretty weird. But they maxed wall, and whenever Nautilus looks for an engage and looks for a Q, obviously Nautilus can, Anivia can just wall the Nautilus hook. But obviously, yeah, that isn't, to me, a reasoning to actually play Anivia support. There's way more negatives than positives in kind of that context. So our team, we have an Aatrox versus Gnar. I think Aatrox is absolutely a nutty champion, personally. Meanwhile, Silas going for a bit of an over-aggressive engage, to be honest. So we actually out-trade him there. Kindred comes in to see if she can do anything, but nothing as of yet. My team, you know, is pushed under tower. Still level 1, just hit level 2. Still one Nautilus, though. So this is a really bad invade. Unfortunately, the Kindred going for this invade, to me, there's just not a lot of thought to it. Because, again, my bot lane was completely locked in. I was pushed in as well. And, yeah, so to me, that was unfortunate. But in reality, that Kindred just went for that invade without clearly thinking about it. That was made, you know, some players do the exact same thing every single game. They're just like, I do, you know, my red into the enemy blue. I think the blue was already done by the time she got there. Okay, I'm invading the red. Some players do the same thing every single game. And sometimes that doesn't work. So, yeah, that was a bit of an odd. And obviously, what sucks to me is I was already stressed, as you all know. And then, lo and behold, my lane opponent gets first blood completely for free. So, a little bit annoying there. I think anybody would be a little bit annoyed by that situation. And then, unfortunately, once again, my bot lane misposition and do end up dead. Kindred, though, potentially going to try and redeem herself. Only level 2, by the way, both junglers. But she will get 1 kill. Nautilus does a nice play, a double kill Kindred. So that's good. That's a much better recovered play, which is not bad at all. I can't specifically remember this Silas main, by the way. Should I have a look at him? This guy is Diamond 1. He is a Vigar main. And then has what looks to be recently picked up Silas. So yeah, plays Vigar mainly, but decided against it this game for some reason. I think, by the way, the reason, like, Huz, why are you playing Malz? You know, you don't really play that champion as much anymore. No. This game was the perfect game for Malz. It's what I said at the beginning. Nice kill, by the way, for Aatrox there. Solo kill, which is great. Yeah, no, to me, it was a perfect game for Malz. So, Silas is a very all-in bruiser AP mage, or whatever you want to call him. Meanwhile, Anivia goes down. And Silas obviously has to all in to do anything. So when he goes all in, I can lock him down fairly easily because he has to pretty much go in melee range. The big thing for me as well was Twitch. Twitch, especially one tricks, but they all basically have the exact same playstyle. They want to get behind your comp and in stealth and try to kind of have a split team fight thing going on. That, you know, his team engaged from the front and then Twitch is at the back spraying and praying, whatever the hell his ult is called nowadays. And trying to do that. again, Malz is very good against that, because the moment Twitch reveals himself, I can just bam, Malzahar ult and completely stop him in his tracks. And, you know, again, obviously I've only got one ultimate to use, so I can't use it on Sylas and Twitch in the same fight, but also Wukong. If Wukong goes for this engage, I can lock him down too. So, to me, there was just a lot of good things that for Malz that over other champions. Like, yes, I could have, I think, pulled out my Anivia and taken it away from this player, which taking it away from one trick is always a good thing, but I just think Malz was a good pick here. I kept saying during the commentary when I was streaming, because again, every single game, by the way, that I play is streamed. It's just sometimes not recorded for YouTube or not commentated or whatever. Meanwhile, Kindred, once again, engaging... again, it's hard to say why, but she was invading again, by the way. Oh, actually, she's probably invading for the mark. That's probably what it is. And yeah, the enemy team, obviously, they get to know where the mark is as well, and they can counter that. So unfortunately, my Sylas lane opponent has had 2 free kills, both from my Kindred. And he had a red buff for the first kill, and now he's been treated to a blue buff. So yeah, that does suck quite a lot for me. That is unfortunate, obviously, but it is what it is. Sylas looking for a bit of an engage. We managed to get the dot and the refresh on with Q, which is not bad. Yeah, so that's what it is, because like the type of player I am, if ever you give me a not a blind pick, like for some reason majority of the time I'm mid lane, I'm mainly blind pick, and that's where Swain is good and Nivea is good, because you can play those champions pretty much into most things. But if I am given a opportunity to counterpick, I will counterpick. That's the point, is some players who have proper mains or one tricks, they can't counterpick. You know, they have to just play what they play. But I will adjust. You know, the good example is the Zed game a few days ago. That only happened because I saw the matchups and I was like, this is perfect for Zed. It's the exact same way that I was like, this is perfect for Malz. Meanwhile, bot lane trades so far, and Kai'Sa will go down in the end to the Ignite. So it's not going well typically at the moment. A bit too many free kills is being given here or there. But I think I was hinting at it earlier. I was saying to my Twitch chat during this game is I need to get to 3 items. If I can get to... And the funny thing is a lot of the champions I play basically all share the same item build, which I guess I just like this type of champion. But Leandri's Demonic Riley. Obviously, Anivia doesn't buy Riley, but Swain does, etc. But a lot of them are dot battle mages is what I would call them. Meanwhile, Sylas goes through a bit of an odd engage, but then turns out not to be odd because the Twitch one trick is mid lane. I turn over the ulti, and I'm like, oh, Kindred ult. So I managed to get into that. I get the kill on Sylas. Unfortunately, I've got Ignite on me and Twitch dot, so I will go down. But that does seem to be a staple of Twitch one tricks, is that they just leave bot lane and roam to mid quite often. To be honest, I got a bit caught out by that because you just don't really expect it, you know. Meanwhile, Aatrox escaping from an invade himself. I don't think he got anything from it, or he was escaping top lane. I'm not really sure, but he does get out and does not die, which is not bad. Nautilus also invading, taking away vision, while Kindred does the dragon. So, bit of a fiesta going on. So many different things happening at the exact same time, because now Nautilus is caught. He's got a Twitch on him. Bit of an odd flash. I'm surprised he just didn't go to pit. He tries to re-engage, which I think that would have been a mistake. And all in all of that's happening. Kindred does end up completing the dragon, which is like, okay. So that's happened. Farm-wise, we're in relative contention with the Sylas. We're a little bit behind, obviously. The cannon, I do miss, which makes me sad. But yeah, Sylas has completely free engage. This champion, I would still deem Sylas very strong. Any champion that has innate healing, I think right now is way too strong. And I don't mean like champions like Soraka or like support healers. Champions that self-heal, like Swain is broken. Sylas, Aatrox, Tryndamere, like any champions that have self-healing right now, I think are nuts. Because Riot, once again, and it's kind of hilarious because they just never have seemed to get it under control, they have broken healing once again. Meanwhile, Sylas looking for a roam top lane doesn't get it. Nautilus ends up going for a weird dive and they actually die in a 2v3 situation. Yeah, I don't know. Riot has a weird relationship with healing. Like, Grievous Wounds is terrible nowadays. Even if you buy Grievous Wounds, a Kayn doesn't care that you have Grievous Wounds. An Aatrox doesn't really care. They will out-heal a Grievous Wounds easily. It's odd. Like, I don't know. Because, like, healing has been so prominent, or, again, just to say, self-healing has been so prominent in League of Legends for now quite a long time. I kind of, it's boring. Like, I'd wish it was not, you know, because healing, just to kind of say, and obviously, yeah, I'm playing Swain, but I'm admitting he's OP right now. the more self-healing a champion has, obviously, the easier the champion is. Because any little mistake that you make, it doesn't matter as much. Meanwhile, going for a play, I get an ulti on the Wukong. I was a little bit worried if that was the clone, but no, it was the real one. So we do end up getting a kill there, and that should be the end of the play, which isn't too bad. Nautilus doing a potential overstay, but I think he will walk away, which also is fine. And there we go. So it does get ourselves another kill on the board, which is always nice. Anivia holding mid lane for the Sylas. Again, me being a bit wary of if Anivia's mid is Twitch mid, because that seems to be something that they want to do. Aatrox doing well in top lane. Again, some people in Twitch chat were questioning this guy's build. It is standard nowadays, Eclipse. I think I explained it a little while ago. Basically, one-shot meta has gone away, but that doesn't mean you can't one-shot, but you just have to build appropriately to one-shot nowadays. Meanwhile, Kai'Sa overstayed and ended up dying again, by the way. So a bit annoying that the bot lane keeps dying. They've died 5 times so far. So basically, Kindred has given free 2 kills by invading, and my bot lane's died 5 times when they probably don't need to die at all. So a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. I am confident about our scaling in this game, and then when we group up later, we can lock down the Twitch, and everybody else has to be pretty scary in melee range. And the funny thing is, I like Anivia. She's one of my favorite champions. I'm not scared of this particular Anivia. She's got Glacial, it's support. I'm not that concerned. The only way I'd be concerned about this Anivia if it goes proper late game and she has full item build as like an actual mage. But then she's still got Glacial, which isn't really good. So, I don't know. Wukong bot lane does use the Rift Herald, by the way, so they are looking to break bot lane first, which, I mean, it's guaranteed income because of how bot lane has gone so far, so they are guaranteed to break the tower, but using it on mid is always a little bit weird. Sorry, using it on bot is a bit weird. You ideally want to use it, I would say, on mid. Mid lane opens up the game so much more. I think from memory, the Sylas in the loading screen on Professor had roaming in his profile. Having the mid tower dead, it actually enables him to roam more, because if the minion wave gets stuck here, I need to push it not just to here, I need to push it all the way. There's way more time and time to actually take to push, and it gives Sylas more time to roam. So that's where I'd say they probably should have used it mid, but they obviously got the guaranteed gold from bot. So now that tower's dead, don't be surprised. Yep, there it is. So you see Anivia with Moby boots, by the way, and Twitch in top lane. So Aatrox does go aggressive. Twitch, I think, yeah, Twitch flashes away. Sorry, I got a cheeky pick. Let's actually watch that again. While that was happening in top lane, we decided to invade their blue. Kindred just jumped straight in. Wukong was thinking about it, but he's pretty damn far behind. I just ult him. I think I put my dot on him. I get the kill there, and Aatrox goes down the exact same time. So it's a trade for now. Obviously, Kai'Sa staying bot lane against the Gnar. That'll do good things for a Kai'Sa, by the way, if she can stay in free farm. Because, yeah, a free farmed Kai'Sa ahead in XP will be pretty scary. Any AD carry given free XP and getting ahead in XP and catching up with solo laners, like Kai'Sa is level 8, so she's only 1 level behind me as a solo mid laner right now, is a scary prospect. I've actually just leveled up, but anyway. Kai'Sa on the back foot now. She needs to pay a little bit more attention, I feel. I think that was like the biggest thing that this Kai'Sa wasn't doing, or the bot lane wasn't doing. Sylas actually plays it quite badly. He flashes, E's, misses it all, but has Kai'Sa ultimate to steal, and he gets another free kill. So pretty much the key thing I would say this game, vast majority of the kills that the enemy team has are completely free. If players were kind of playing as Master Diamond 1 tier players without these weird, silly mistakes, like he dies again, the enemy team would basically have no kills. It's my own team playing badly is what's giving the enemy team these kills, not the other way around. Sometimes you get outplayed. You know, that's how you die. Oh, you got outplayed, da-da. This isn't that. This isn't my team getting outplayed. This is people making mistakes. Now, what was annoying there, by the way, is Kindred has ultimate available. She refused to go into the pit by herself. She could have gone for that potential steal on the dragon because she was safe. She could have run into the pit by herself. Yes, she would have been in a 2v1 or a 3v1 for a few seconds, but she had ults available that by the time they had the ult up, and then by the time the ult would have ran out, we would have been there. So honestly, a little bit weird, you know, maybe KDA protecting. I'm not really sure. So Nautilus getting caught out. I then end up going for an ultimate. We get the tower. Sylas goes down. More people in the area. Wukong, again, pretty weak at this stage of the game. I flash and I muck up my Q. So if I played that perfectly, if I hit that Q, I think I would have actually killed that Wukong too, and we do end up going down. Unfortunately, Kai'Sa once again had heal available. I'm actually going to double check she did. Yeah, that whole time it was not on cooldown. She actually had heal available. Nautilus has double summoners available. He has Ignite and Flash available. So again, all these things pretty damn annoying. Like, my team just aren't playing well. She's like, where's the heal right now? Heal. No heal. It's just a bit weird, obviously, for this rank, and that's been one of the key things, and I've said it for quite some time, it's one of the key things that maybe and it's a problem that I have, and I will admit, maybe I have too much expectations on my teammates. It would be interesting. What do you guys think? Because, like, when you're in Master Promo, you're surrounded with Master players and Diamond 1 players, do I expect an AD carry to not give free kills and to use their heal when they should? I do. I don't think that's a very high expectation, personally, but do I expect a Nautilus to use his flash to get out of a tricky situation? Yeah, he could have flashed over, pressed Q over here, and escaped. He didn't. He just died. It's weird. Like, it's very weird. Because I know a lot of weird, like, League is elitist in some ways, that people will say, oh, Master's not even that good, and they're in Silver or something, which is kind of funny, but Master is very good. You know, it's the top 0.2% of the game. You know, there's 1%, it's a fifth, 0.2%. These players are good. You know, that's the point. They should be good, at least. So we're going for an engage. Kai'Sa even mucks up that, by the way. So she ultimates in and then mucks it up completely. So this is what we're dealing with, unfortunately. Enemy team now on the aggro, or aggressive, and Kai'Sa goes down to the dot. So yeah, this is probably one of the worst Kai'Sa players I've seen in quite a while. Nara gets in. I land a full dot combo. Does a lot of damage. Twitch is in the area. So any second... get a nice Q, silence 2 to 3 people there. We're going to continue the fight. I know obviously he's nearby, and wait for it. We get the kill on Twitch, and I think I end up surviving. So my dots actually dealt with the Twitch. I think I landed a Q as well. So that was a nice little shutdown for me, and I think that's going to be the end of it so far. Again, Fiesta, yes. But as I've said, we do scale quite well. Kindred scales incredibly well. The more stacks she gets, the stronger the champion gets, clearly. And as I said, I keep holding on to that. I just need 3 items. 3 items is where I can potentially, like, just burn through the enemy team, which will be great. Because, again, in a teamfight situation, if we deal with the Twitch, so if I use my ultimate on Twitch, that's fair. But then in a teamfight, in a grouping situation, you'll have a Sylas, Wukong, and Gnar all in melee range. And Nautilus goes for a crazy engage, by the way. So I will say this Nautilus, just to say, was tilted quite clearly. I didn't want to use ultimate here, so I just do the dots. She's going to go down. Unfortunately, Sylas ends up in the area, and now there's 3 to 4 people in mid lane, and I will die. So I think from this point, I started to ignore what the Nautilus was doing because the guy was tilted. He tried to surrender all the time. He was one of those people, and he basically just kept going. He spawned and went for, like, a dumb engage every single time. And one thing is worth knowing, unless it's bugs, but I actually don't think it is. We'll just open, close. Yeah, I'm not farming. Haven't been farming minions in ages, like literally a couple minutes, and that is because of this just, hey, spawn, go fight, spawn, go fight. Obviously, that's not the best thing for scaling into a game. That's not going to help with your gold very much. So we do need to snap out of doing that, and mainly that is ignore what the Nautilus is doing because the guy is clearly tilted by now. But anyway, making our way to our second item. I do have teleport available by now. I'm pinging that dragon is up, and I don't know where I go. So Kindred's going for an invade. I think I go for a TP. I think I'm TPing right here. This is potentially a really good kill on Wukong if we can get it. I go for my Q, do land it. Another TP behind us. We don't quite get the Wukong, but then there's a fight over here breaking out. Kai'Sa nearly got caught again, but she manages to survive just. Here we go. What can happen? So Nautilus ult comes through. Gnar, big ulti or happening, puts me into a wall. Sylas doing Sylas things, and I think I will go down in the end because we are outnumbered. So, unfortunate that it was technically a 5v5, but for some reason or whatever happened, Kai'Sa got caught at the beginning of the fight, so then we didn't have an AD carry. So yeah, frustrating, doesn't look good. Again, right now, the enemy team is ahead on gold. They are ahead in kills. They're ahead in pressure. So this is pretty reminiscent, I believe. Again, I recorded some of the other games yesterday, but I think it's pretty reminiscent of our first Master game promo, the Vigar game. That game, I will say, I didn't play my best in that game. You know, that game was a bit weird, but it's kind of a similar thing that we got behind in the early game and we managed to kind of bring it back, which always, you know, is a good thing. Okay, that's bugged. Let's bring that up manually. There we go. But yeah, it's kind of similar, which, you know, you never really want to get behind in the early game. It's, you know, typically you want to get ahead and stay ahead and win the game. But that just does seem to be kind of the vibe that what's going on at the moment in the games we're in. Once again, look, the Nautilus, he was going for another dumb tilted engage. That Q would have killed him. Like, I don't know if, like, he was getting triggered by this Anivia. Just to say, some people recognize the Anivia, but then some people quickly pointed out it's not the real person. I don't know if they're a streamer or a pro or something. But yeah, the A or whatever is wrong in the person's name, so it's not that person. All right, so Nautilus once again goes for what you'd call a tilted engage on the Anivia. I ult the Silas. Twitch is going for me, and watch this. He does such a dumb move. He goes for a flash to try and finish me and Kai'Sa off. That's the one thing you don't want to do as a Twitch. The strength of Twitch is keeping your range, not going into melee, so we actually end up killing him, and neither of us die. Wukong then goes for a bizarre engage also by himself. Enemy team is definitely on the back foot. Aatrox probably going to go down. He does go down, but then again, they muck up. Aatrox is going to be dead, and they didn't know about it. I get a shutdown. Nah, you watch the position. He is really wanting me or Kai'Sa. He's trying to ignore the Naut. He then ulties. I think I've got some dots on him, but then Kindred finishes it. I meant Kindred, not Kai'Sa, by the way. So yeah, really nice. So we actually win our first proper fight of the game, I would say, in a 5v5 situation. Mainly, and I will say, is because the Twitch. The Twitch was doing fine. If he stayed alive as his priority, he could have then reset the fight and then continued carrying the fight. He went really aggro with that flash, and that's ultimately what got him killed. He didn't get any kills from his flash at all. So yeah, that was a pretty bad move from that Twitch. Good for us though. Still don't have my second item. Again, the reason why we don't have second item is because, again, watching these replays is actually making me realize how, like, I'm literally not farming. We've been on 105 now, unless it's bugged in the scoreboard, which it could be, but I don't think it is. That's bad. That's a Twitch ult, by the way. So Silas nearly gets caught, and Twitch uses his ult. Quite a bad ult use there by the Twitch. So again, a little bit of tilt or something could be happening, potentially. You never know. Again, I do kind of think the scoreboard might be bugged. Oh, it is 119. Yeah, okay, we have second item. I thought it must have been bugged. I was like, we had to have second item by now. So we do have second item, so we're on double dot now, and that is literally a big power spike for me because we basically have triple dots. We have our E that then triggers Leandri, that also triggers Demonic. So that's really nice. That is going to be doing a lot of damage. And also just reminding people, you can put your dot on multiple people at the same time as Malz. If your E comes up on cooldown after you've used it, you could put E on a Twitch and then E on a Silas. It will go at the same time. So you can do quite a lot of damage. And obviously if you land a Q on like 3 or 4 people, well then Demonic and Leandri is being used on 3 or 4 people. Like, it's big damage buff there for getting those 2 items. Okay, so Baron is on the table. Silas looking for some weird invade. Again, this Silas, I will say, had an odd playstyle. Very hyper aggro. So the enemy team was going for some weird engage, and this kind of frustrated me. I have him. Where's the damage? Like, I don't know. I was expecting Kai'Sa to ult and help us kill, but it didn't happen. So we end up going down to the Silas and the Twitch. Enemy team, it looking good for them, but then they go for a overextended engage, and Kindred still has ulti. So as long as they stay a little bit away, which they do, and then unfortunately they stop thinking and then they get killed by the Twitch. So a crazy Fiesta fight again, but relatively an even one. I think in that, I think the Nivea still died. So that was, I think, a 4 for 4. And what I would also say is not a clean team fight either. My ulti wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. I locked down the Silas, which we could have killed him before he popped his own Kindred ulti. But there wasn't much like, oh, let's all kill him at the same time. And that's kind of what you want when you're playing Malz. You want your team to kind of go, oh, let's work together on the locked down target. So Twitch is still overstaying. Really weird play by this bot lane. Again, they did some odd things. I'm TPing behind, by the way. So Twitch is going aggressive on the Aatrox. And again, can he even kill him? The answer is probably no. So Aatrox kills the Twitch in the 1v1. And then Nivea is completely out of position and I kill her. And now that opens up potential Baron. I think. I don't know if I don't remember if we actually do it right now, but I think I wanted to from memory. I think we do, because Kindred does it really quick. Kai'Sa will help do it really quick. Malz even will do it quick because I do percentage burn. So yeah, we do go over to do it, which I think is the right call. Aatrox has got TP himself, so he's returning. You could question if he needed to, I will say, but it's fine. I'm pinging that Dragon is also coming up in the next few seconds. And then the enemy team, I will say, the Wukong also did some very odd things. Why on earth? The Baron is dead, right? There's no way you're getting involved in that. Oh, Sylas mucks up. So if you're wondering what happened there, Sylas accidentally presses Zhonya. Like, he literally accidentally presses his Zhonyas. Gnar does manage to get away for now. I think Kindred will try and chase him down. Kai'Sa ultis does get the kill with Kindred. And the enemy team, as you can clearly see, is falling apart. There's the typical Twitch play. He gets the Nautilus, but that's fine. And I think we were looking for something. Anivia flashes. Bad flash by Anivia once again. No damage from the Anivia at this stage of the game because her build is awful. And she will go down. If she was a normal Anivia, or not a support Anivia, I was dead, obviously, in that situation. But I'm not. And that was it. So we actually end up pretty much acing the enemy team. We do officially ace the enemy team. We also got Baron. We got a tier 2 tower. And we're then going to go get Dragon. So as you can see, the game has turned. We actually have taken the gold lead. The enemy team is falling apart. Why are they falling apart? Not really even through team fights yet. They're falling apart by what I explained my team was doing earlier. How we got behind this game was misplayed by my team, and then Wukong comes from a really late weird engage. I've got no mana or anything of that nature. There's a teleport that happened below. Wukong then goes for a flash. I get my dot on him and I manage to walk away. My dot is helping the Aatrox, and Aatrox will end up getting the kill and then go down. That's not too bad. So yeah, all of Crazy Fiesta's going on, but we get a massive turn in that game. But it's basically what our early game was, of people making misplays, not using summoners, being in the wrong place. Like Kindred was the wrong place, bot lane died with summoners up, is now happening to the enemy team. That's the thing. The enemy team is now in the wrong place. The bot lane's overextending and all this stuff. They are in the wrong place at the wrong time, and we're now using that. So it's basically just a shift. Now, hilariously, I don't know if anybody noticed that, Nautilus has bought Zeke's. He actually gave me Zeke's. So Anivia, again, incredibly weak at this stage of the game. She ends up going down to the Kai'Sa, who, again, the Kai'Sa isn't crazy strong at the moment. It's just the Anivia is incredibly weak. Which, and I will say, a little bit of a misplay, I would say, by the Kai'Sa is we have momentum. We've got Baron. You just got another kill. And she decides to go get the tier 2 wave. Personally, I think that was the wrong decision. But anyway. So Wukong goes for engage. Again, some odd engages. I decide just to ult him just to finish off the kill before anything else could happen. Nautilus is the sacrifice. He's going to go down, and that will be the end of that. So it's not the end of the world, is what I would say. We're actually, by the way, fairly fed at this stage of the game. We're 9, 5, 11. We have hit our 3 item spike that I spoke about earlier, which is great. I think I decided to go Morello Nomicon for the next item. Morello, it's kind of like you don't really want it. It's not a huge carry item, but it's just that item that I think I needed to get this game, because who else is buying huge anti-heal? Like Kindred's got anti-heal, and that's about it. And I can affect, like Kindred only will affect one person pretty much at a time. She doesn't have huge AoE. I can, in theory, affect most of their team at the same time by pressing Q. If I Q 3 or 4 of them, they've all got Grievous Wounds on them. And yes, again, like I said earlier, Grievous Wounds isn't great anymore. Riot has really nerfed it, but it also does feel bad if nobody has got it. So it's kind of one of those staple items that you kind of have to get. Because especially when healing is out of control, if you don't reduce it in any way, well, Sylas may never die. So, yeah. Okay, so grouping up again, I believe. We haven't broken any of the base at this stage. Kai'Sa going top lane. I think we might have seen someone top lane, so Kai'Sa's just fending it off. Again, at this stage of the game, when the enemy team is now losing, they are aware of that they're losing. You might see some weird plays. You might see some more split push happening. You might see some, like, 3 people just waiting in a bush and be like, "Ha, I got you." Because that's the type of thing you have to do when you're behind. Nautilus, once again, was looking for a weird play, by the way. We had to ping him back to stop him. Luckily, he did. But then Anivia herself weirdly engages. I get my Q over the top, and Anivia gets bursted in one go. So, arguably, both supports are playing really odd. I'd say that the Nautilus is playing better than the Anivia, but the Nautilus is so, I don't know if the right word to say, is so triggered about the Anivia that he is basically sacrificing himself for an engage on her practically every fight. That's what it seems to be. So I think I get a nice Q here in a second. Yeah, we got it. And then Wukong, again, he goes for a really weird engage. He, by the way, has bought QSS, which is obviously a counter to my ultimate. But the damage, what a lot of people don't get, is QSS still goes off. Meanwhile, Kindred mispositioning a little bit, but is fine. Getting our dot on, I think. I get the killing there on the Gnar with my dot. Really weird heal, has to be said. And then Kindred ultimate gets them alive. Going down, I'm getting my dot on as many as I can before the Kindred ultimate finishes. And they will end up going down to the Aatrox. Odd positioning by the Kai'Sa. And that will be that. So double kill for Aatrox, not too bad. We've hit double digits kills. Obviously second person to hit double digit kills this game. The Twitch was the first one with his playstyle. But yeah, we're doing pretty good. I think she tried to stop Aatrox base there, but wasn't quick enough. So I think I decided to go back. I believe Dragon should be spawning relatively soon. So there we go. It's spawning in 25 odd seconds. So if I go back, I will or should have enough time to get there. But I also have teleport. What also was quite a key thing this game as well, by the way, was my flash. So for a champion like Malz, flash ulting is obviously quite a big tool to lock specific things down. Who is obviously the specific target I'd like to ultimate this game? It's the Twitch, clearly. He's the strongest on their team. And what I also found interesting is this Twitch. Meanwhile, Wukong does another kind of odd engage. The Twitch was being really greedy with his build. You know, what some people say when there's a Malz in the game is there's QSS tax. You know, you have to buy Quicksilver Sash as tax. So anyway, I flash away, Twitch going for that weird engage, Kai'Sa doing big deeps, and actually Kindred gets the ult, so that's, once again, Twitch goes down quite easily. Fight breaking out, get my Q on a bunch of people, which is always nice. And Gnar ultimate comes through, egg for Anivia, I'm ulting the Gnar, burning him down. Kind of wish my team prioritized the Gnar, but it doesn't really matter. And the enemy team just got demolished. So the Twitch basically got one shot. I flashed instantly because I just don't want to die. You know, that's the thing, is I'm pretty strong at the moment. If I go down at near the beginning of a team fight, I can't ult somebody, I can't get multiple dots, I can't get that multiple silence. So that instant flash was definitely the right call. And then to be honest, the Kindred and the Kai'Sa burned that Twitch so quickly, and the Kindred finished him off. So yeah, but like I mentioned, is Quicksilver Sash tax is a thing when you're against certain champion. If there's a Skarner in the game and you're playing a carry, you probably need to get QSS. If there's a Malz in the game and you're the carry, you probably need to get QSS. And this Twitch didn't want to do it. And, you know, clearly I've not ulted him too many times. But that's the thing, is maybe he's not done it because, oh, Malz isn't ulting me. He's ulting Silas or Wukong. And that's why Wukong's bought one. But it's that moment that you don't have it, and then you do get ulted, and then boom, you've just died, cost your team the game, and then, you know, everything could have been different if you did have that QSS. So that's worth knowing. So Baron is available, and hilariously, and I do find it quite funny, Kindred marks, so the Kindred, by the way, is on 10 marks at the moment, which isn't too bad, but I find it funny that, like, Baron can be the marked target. It's odd to me, I don't know why, but yeah. So Kindred was going a bit too hyper aggressive, gets caught out by the Anivia of all people, but she will walk away. Really odd engage by the Silas. Wukong going all in for me, but I've got my Kindred nearby. I'm ulting right now, by the way, but again, QSS does not break the ulti. Not really sure what the Silas is doing. Twitch goes down instantly because he goes in melee range too often, and Gnar will end up dead by me. So there we go. That was a really nice play. Good team fight once again. And again, I think the scoreboard has not updated again. So there you go, I'm 11, 5, 20. So I've been involved in 31 out of the 44 kills of this game. That's pretty good. Roughly 70-75% kill participation. Big damage by Kindred, obviously very strong champion. But yeah, not bad at all. I believe that might be the game. So that would make us, by the way, in Master Promo, this makes us 2 wins, 0 losses. Which, you know, the last Master Promo I was in, I went 0-3, and now so far we're 2-0. So that was actually a really solid game of Malz. Again, as I said, Malz against their comp was just very good because 3 of them had to be melee range, the Gnar, the Wukong, and Silas, and I can always try to lock down the Twitch. It just worked really well, and clearly it did. You know, it was probably, like, does it mean that there were better, like, were there other picks that we could have done? Sure. But just in the game and the mind frame that I was kind of thinking, it just worked the best. Like, it was the easiest fit into the game to do well. Like, yes, I could have played Anivia. Yes, I could have played Vigar. Yes, I could have played Swain. But Mal's just ticked all the boxes, and why not play it? It worked. So worth also noting, which was quite interesting, all the carries, all 4 of us, double-digit kills. That's really rare. Like, I'm not sure how often that happens, but it's not often that all the people that are designed to do damage, all of us had double digits. So that's not bad. I think I might have had the highest kill participation this game. So we ended with 31. And then, okay, so maybe tied. No, me and Kindred are tied. Both of us 31. Nautilus 27. Oh no, hang on. 25 Kaiser. Aatrox obviously less. So yeah, me and Kindred tied on kill participation this game. Damage wise, I don't have it on me to actually bring it up, but I can tell you damage wise, I did the most damage in the game as Malz. I did 42,334. The next to me was the Twitch with 41,184, and then on my team the Kindred did the second most damage on my team with 34,000. So I beat, like, people in my team, I beat by 8,000 damage. The Kaiser did pretty low damage, and so did the Aatrox. And then the enemy team, yeah, the only one that was doing damage was the Twitch. The Silas, my lane opponent, did 21,000. I literally doubled his damage. So I doubled my lane opponent's damage. The Nautilus didn't do that less than the Anivia, considering the champion difference. One is a tank, one is a mage. And yeah, the Wukong had a struggle, and so did the Gnar. So realistically, there were 3 champions doing a lot of damage this game. Me, Twitch, and Kindred. And you know, the math, 2 versus 1, we out-damaged their 1 champion quite easily, win the game. So we'll also just say one final thing, gold advantage. At the peak of this game, the enemy team got around 3,500-4,000 gold ahead, but we finished this game about 11 to 12,000 ahead, or actually 11,000 ahead. So there we go, not a bad game at all. If you guys did enjoy, please do throw a like on it. Obviously, as I said, next game should be a POV commentary. Apologies that it has been replay based. I know some people don't enjoy it, but also do remember I upload 2 videos a day every single day. Not many YouTubers upload as much as I do, so if you can catch me and give me a little bit of a break just for this last few days, I would appreciate it. I actually, by the way, am recording this on my birthday. You'll be seeing this, I think, tomorrow or the day after, but yeah, I'm actually recording this on my birthday, so yeah. Anyway, that's gonna be it. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Goodbye.
Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace, restore our glory to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power.